My name is Mike Grudzien. I've been in Eugene for 27 years. I'm originally from Chicago. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and thanks to the GI Bill, I have a Bachelor of Science and a Master of Science in Advertising. Had a 30-year corporate career, and as that was waning down, I got the real estate bug. I knew I didn't really have a depth of knowledge in real estate, but I wanted to get involved. Through trial and error, I happened to come across Dan Gandee. Working with Dan, he has actually, on almost every single transaction, he will show you 15 different ways to do this. Let's look at the numbers. Let's look how this pencils out. Let's look what we do if you did a little bit of rehab or something. Total focus and expertise is working with investors, whether it's building their portfolio or liquidating a portfolio. He has seen every aspect of both processes, and I don't make a move without him. To see a mastermind at work is awesome. I call him my real estate strategist. I have several long-term rentals, and Dan helped me with a beautiful job on a duplex purchase recently. And despite the economy and pricing and craziness and everything else, I feel like I got a really good deal. Separate from my long-term rentals, I have been an Airbnb host for 10 years. I'm booked pretty much year-round, and about 20-25% of my bookings are repeat guests. Once people stay, that's just the only place they stay in Eugene. And about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, Airbnb reached out to me, told us about a program would we want to apply to be an Airbnb Superhost Ambassador, where we actually give consult to brand new hosts, take them from setting up their first pictures, setting up their property, all the way to their first booking. It is a very strong economic incentive. It provides quite an income, but by the same token, we have met people from all around the world. We love our guests, and it's just like having visitors all the time. And we are people, so we like that very much. You know, I'm open to any opportunity anytime, and I evaluate everything. So I never say no to anything, and yes, you know, if I found the right property, right location, right price and everything else, yeah, I have the experience of running an Airbnb, I would run too. If I got up to like 3 or 4, I would probably use short-term rental property management, but this is literally in my backyard, so it's kind of hard to beat. Exactly. One thing I've learned in life and 30 years in corporate America is you always hire people smarter than you. You have to know your limits and your area of expertise. Dan's area of expertise is real estate investing, and the strategy that is involved in actually meeting your goals with your transactions. Almost any real estate agent can take a buyer and a seller through a transaction. And a lot of people, if you're just buying your first house, you find a place and you can afford it, you work with a realtor and get it done. But if you're doing real estate investing, you're planning literally your income for the next 10, 20, 30 years, you really need to be focused. You really need someone who knows and is focused on real estate investing, not just buying a first house or a second house. And Dan's investing, not just buying a first house or a second house. And Dan's total focus and expertise is working with investors, whether it's building their portfolio or liquidating a portfolio. He has seen every aspect of both processes, and I don't make a move without him. If it looks like, smells like, sounds like real estate and investment property, I just call Dan. Dan, I need a recommendation on this. I need some advice on that. And for years, there's never been a time that I stumped the champ. You are the champ.
every time my phone rings and it's Mike, I'm like, what's going on, Mike? And it's like, hey, I have a question. Or, hey, I needed somebody to do this for me. And I love those calls. Like, it's not about the transaction just getting paid then. It's like you make a client for life, yeah, and then a friend for life. So absolutely. I appreciate it.
Every once in a while, something happens in life where you are just so pleased and you got to tell people about it. I am the one that reached out to Dan, say, I got to give a testimonial about you, our transactions, and our relationship. And the entire time I've known Dan, he's always been cordial, friendly, very straightforward, never really focused on let's get that signature here as much as how can we do this, make this best work for you. Dan has always given me the feeling that, you know, my priorities are his priorities, my interests are his interests, and I will never waver from that kind of relationship and feeling. Dan is the man.